Hello guys and welcome to my channel. In this video, we are talking about why budgeting could save you in 2023. Before we continue our video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more interesting videos. The importance of making a budget is a financial lesson that cannot be overemphasized. If you and your family want financial security, following a budget is the only answer. This year, most of the 166.8% cost increase in natural gas over the 12 months to May 2022 has been recorded since the war began in February. Russia's war in Ukraine is also responsible for almost 40% of the annual price increase of wheat and for 60 to 75% of the annual price increases of corn and sunflower seed oil, according to UNDP. The economic impacts of the war are rippling out across the globe in a cost of living crisis that's pushing millions more people into poverty. Soaring food and energy prices have resulted in 71 million people in developing countries falling into poverty, according to the UN Development Program, UNDP. So that's why you may not suffer in 2023. Budgeting is very important for you and your family. Budgeting is one of the most important financial habits you can adopt. But if you've never lived on a budget, or haven't experienced all the benefits that budgeting has to offer, it's easy to wonder why it's such a prominent aspect of personal finance. So, why is budgeting important in 2023? In short, budgeting is important because it helps you control your spending, track your expenses, and save more money. Additionally, budgeting can help you make better financial decisions, prepare for emergencies, get out of debt, and stay focused on your long-term financial goals. Budgeting helps you control your spending. Let's be honest, when you operate your finances without a budget, you don't really have anything holding you back from spending beyond your means. Sure, you might have a general idea about how much money you can spend each month, but without hard, accurate numbers, it's easy to lose control of your spending habits. I would know. Before my wife and I started budgeting, we spent money like it wasn't a big issue. From going out to eat, to taking trips to the mountains. Without a budget, it was hard to correlate our daily spending to our less than optimal financial situation. I mean, sure, buying one lunch out to eat at a time doesn't feel like a big deal in the moment. However, when you sit down with a budget and add up the cost of 30 Chipotle burritos each month, yeah, I said 30, those seemingly insignificant lunch bills add up to way too much spending. Budgeting keeps you on track for your financial goals. Along the same lines of controlling your spending, budgeting is important because it keeps you on track when you are trying to achieve your financial goals. Let's be honest, setting goals is pretty easy. Anybody can do it. You just think of something you want to achieve, and then set a defined timeline to achieve it. But here's the thing, setting goals and actually achieving your goals are two very different things. In order to achieve a goal, you need to stick to a plan and stay focused on a clearly defined process. And that's where having a budget is so important. Budgeting helps you find financial contentment. Financial contentment is one of the foundational elements of good financial behavior. It keeps you from spending money that you don't have and helps you to enjoy your financial journey. But here's the thing, if you spend all your time focusing on the finances of other people, you will never find contentment. You've probably heard this referred to as keeping up with the Jones, and it's a bad and financially dangerous way to live. Instead, you need to focus on your own life, your own money, and your own decisions. And that's why a budget is so important. Every time you sit down to create, assess, refine, or log expenses into your budget, you are making a conscious effort to focus on your own finances instead of others. After a while, you will lose complete focus on what other people do with their money. Budgeting keeps you from feeling financially overwhelmed. If there is one thing in particular that doesn't mix well with overwhelm, it's personal finance. In fact, I've never met anybody that enjoys feeling overwhelmed. So I think it's fair to say that feeling overwhelmed just straight up sucks. But good news is that one of the best ways to combat financial overwhelm is to live your life on a budget. That way, you never spend beyond your means. You are always well prepared for unexpected expenses, and fewer things have the ability to jump up and bite you. Budgeting helps you avoid or get out of debt. It's really this simple. If you want to have money, I build wealth. Then you need to stop spending it on things you can't afford. In particular, you need to stop hindering your monthly income by using a large portion of it to pay somebody back, with or without interest, for things you couldn't afford in the past. That's why budgeting is so important. It can help you get out of debt or plan your finances so that you can save and pay cash for big purchases and avoid debt in the first place. Budgeting keeps you organized. Disorganization is another one of those words that doesn't mix well with personal finance. And the longer you live without a budget, the easier it becomes for your financial life to get messy. Between all your monthly bills, debt payments, and all your other expenses, things can just slip through the cracks. Before you know it, you are struggling to get by and stressed about how you are going to make things work. To pass along a piece of advice my dad always gives me, it's easier to keep clean than to make clean. In other words, it's easier to live on a budget and keep your financial life organized than it is to try to get your finances in order after you have allowed them to get disorganized. Budgeting helps you prepare for emergencies. I have news for you. Life is full of all sorts of emergency expenses. From hospital bills to unexpected home repairs, if you don't prepare your finances ahead of the game, you won't be ready when those expenses come your way. And that can get pretty painful. On the other hand, if you make a point to save for emergency expenses in your monthly budget, then you can avoid all sorts of financial difficulty. In general, we recommend you save at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. But let's be honest, you aren't just going to stumble into that kind of cash. Rather, you need to be intentional with your money and handle your finances on purpose. Hint, hint, live on a budget. Budgeting helps you save money. In a roundabout way, I've already talked about this, but one of the more obvious benefits of budgeting is that it helps you save money. Now, I realize that for many people out there, saving money isn't that difficult. However, if you're anything like me, saving money isn't what you'd call a natural tendency. Seriously, before I started budgeting, the only time I ever committed to saving money was when I was piling up cash for a big purchase. Whether it was a new tool for my wood shop or a new set of golf clubs, I was great at saving as long as I knew it would end with me using the money to buy something cool. That isn't really saving, is it? It's more like delayed spending. Budgeting helps you get and stay ahead. After everything we've talked about, this might also seem a little obvious, but budgeting helps you get and stay ahead. Beyond that, living on a budget can help you finally build that financial life you always imagined. Now, to be clear, I've experienced what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck, buried in debt, and barely making ends meet. And let me tell you, it was incredibly stressful. So if you do start budgeting for 2023, you can be left with more money, which can be used in investing in different assets that could produce more money to the viewer's pocket. That's all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed our video. For more videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more interesting videos. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.